17 watercolor tips. To number 1. Apply paint to the paper using a brush. Then using a tissue, leave some color from the bottom and dab it toward the top. This creates a tonal gradient. For example, you can use this technique to paint the shading on this little blue house. Number 2. Apply watercolor to the paper. Rinse and dry your brush. Then use the clean brush to lift the color from the selected areas. For example, I draw a street with tall buildings in one pointed perspective, and I lift the color from the street area. Number 3. Apply a base layer of watercolor. Then use a more concentrated pigment to draw lines on top. See how useful this is for creating a field. I even add a few tiny trees in the distance. Let's go back to the previous painting and add the street lines. Number 4. Dry and dry. Pick up a small amount of paint and apply it to the dry paper. This creates a beautiful texture that's very useful. For example, to capture the shimmering surface of the sea. Number 5. Clouds with tissue. It's super simple. Apply watercolor to the paper. Then lift the paint in varied shapes using a tissue. Next, add a touch of blue between white areas. It's the easiest way to paint the clouds. Number 6. Creating the wave-like shapes, use the brush by pressing the brush down. The painted area becomes wider and forms a wave-like shape. This technique is especially useful for painting water and sea waves. Number 7. Creating smoke with watercolor. This technique is similar to painting clouds, but the shape of the white areas is slightly different. The form starts narrow at the bottom and gradually widens toward the top. Number 8. Wet on wet technique. Using a clean brush to apply the water onto the paper. Then pick up some color and add it along the edges of wet area, or drop it gently in the center. Number 9. Wet on dry technique. Draw a line with blue paint. Then fully wet your brush and gently add water downward from the line. Number 10. Splattering paint. Make sure your brush is wet. Then load it with color and dip it in water again. Tap the brush gently to splatter paint onto the paper. This creates a dynamic and useful texture. Number 11. Fingerprint tree. Simply dip your finger in paint and press it onto the paper to make a fingerprint. Then add a simple tree trunk using brown paint. That's it. Number 11. Broken lines with a flat brush. It's a simple technique but useful in many situations. Number 13. Creating a wave-like shape with an angled brush. By pressing the brush down and then releasing the pressure, a wave-like texture appears. Number 14. Using the previous technique to paint a branch. The previous method can be used to paint a branch. Just place the leaves carefully along the stem. Number 15. Creating a different type of wave. This wave is slightly different from the previous two techniques. It takes a bit of practice, but the principle is the same. Press and release the brush. Number 16. Place some paint on the paper. Using a clean brush, drop a few small amounts of clean water onto the painted area. Number 17. Salt on watercolor. Apply watercolor paint onto the paper. Then sprinkle a little salt over the wet paint. The pigment moves away from the salted areas, creating a beautiful textured effect. Now let's use a fine liner to add shading with hatching. Watch how the drawing becomes much more dynamic and visually appealing. If you have watched the tutorial up to this point and enjoyed it, I'd be so grateful if you subscribed and shared it with your friends.